Welcome to Mark Wendell's Leadership Podcast, where we talk about life, leadership, and culture. I'm your host, Mark Wendell, and thank you for listening to today's episode. So we have my good friend, JD. So he is a part of Grace Leadership College in Houston, Texas. So how long have you been at the college?
So this is going to be my third year.
Okay, yes. Awesome. What are you studying?
I'm studying ministerial leadership focused on Christian ministry.
Okay, awesome. I love it. All right, so we'll jump right into things. This past year, what is a big lesson that you've learned?
So big lesson, I learned this year, it was just self-leadership.
Self-leadership, okay.
Self-leadership,
I like it. I mean, I think for me personally, self-leadership is probably one of the most challenging things to do. So what is something that you do to help lead yourself?
So right now, a new practice I just put in place is just journaling everything.
Okay, cool.
So by the end of the day, you just get to see what I did. Where did all my time go?
I like it.
And that's a practice I picked up from Levi Lusko. He has this 5-year journal thing.
Okay.
And I'm like, I want to see what I did in my 5 years.
Right. So how long have you been journaling?
So I started in December or November.
Okay.
Yeah.
So looking back at it now, what is something maybe that's changed in your life or something that you have grown into? So
I definitely grown into just understanding who I am as a person, just the self-discovery of me as an individual, just learning how I process different things, and just learning how I just view the world.
Okay, cool.
Changed a lot.
So how is the atmosphere at Grace Leadership College?
So Grace Leadership College, it's just a great environment for someone like me who just straight out of high school.
Yeah.
They teach you like self-discipline. They teach you like how to manage your time, how to manage your budget, how to do different things that are very practical in everyday life. And the environment is really cool. People are really great. It's all people who are wanting to grow in the relationship with Christ as leaders.
That's awesome.
And just in life. So it's really cool to be in that environment of people who are trying to be better.
I love it. Let's see. What is something that you have learned from one of the leaders over Grace Leadership?
Honestly, our lead pastor, Pastor Garrett.
Okay.
Just his humble spirit is just really cool to see. Just how you don't have to put yourself forward to get to where you want to be. Okay. You don't have to promote yourself. You don't have to try to prove that you're someone you're not.
Right.
Just live a life that's content and let God promote you and push your ministry or whatever you're trying to do forward.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I like how you said that. So I'm actually listening to a book called Lead Like It Matters by Craig Groeschel right now. And he talks about, sometimes you'll go to a church and you're like, that church, they have it. Like there's just something about it that is special. And he's like, so what is it? And one of the things he says to have it is a complete reliance on God. Yeah. Is like, that is how you have it in a nutshell, is just complete reliance and living a life of, okay, God, I need you. God, I need you to flow through me because it's not us. Like we don't do church, we don't do ministry because we are good enough. We do it because we love Jesus, and it's the power of God that flows through us. And I love that lesson that you've learned through Pastor Garrett. So let me, what college is Grace Leadership College affiliated with?
Yeah, so we're affiliated with Southeast University. Okay. It's based in Lakeland, Florida, so it's a beautiful campus.
Cool. What is your a weekly schedule look like?
So weekly schedule. So Monday we go in, we do our devos, trying to start the week off strong, just being with God. Yeah. And then we go into we just do we're with the college on Mondays. And just learning, living, trying to do things together as a college. We try to do fun stuff together. We do leadership lessons too on Mondays. And Tuesdays, we're with our staff, getting a lesson from either Pastor Dan, Pastor Garrett, or someone else on staff. And then we get to be with our practicum directors, which is our you consider it an internship. So it's really cool to actually learn how to be in ministry while not just learning concepts and different theology. Wednesday, sort of the same thing. You just go into your practicum and just be in the office. Thursday, we have chapels. Such a great time to just, after a long week, just refresh in God's presence. And then we get to hang out with our community, get to do something fun, and then work on schoolwork.
Awesome. So you've been obviously surrounded and immersed in at Grace Houston.
Yeah.
What realm or branch of ministry do you want to be a part of?
Definitely want to do something with young adults.
Okay, cool.
Or just do something with teaching, maybe somewhere in that realm.
So what draws you to young adults?
I just feel like there's just such a it's such an interesting phase in people's lives.
Yeah.
It's like I'm not forced to be here anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also trying to see if this whole Christian thing, this whole Jesus thing is for me.
Right.
So it's like I want to be here, but I'm also trying to see if this thing's for me.
Yeah. So how old are you?
I'm 20.
So you're 20. I'm 23. We're young adults.
Yeah.
I mean, we're living that day and age where we are young adults, and just understanding we aren't forced to go to church, and we need to find Jesus for ourselves and find that passion and that fuel to keep going. So are you wanting to be in ministry with young adults, or
more like the discipleship side of things?
Okay, cool.
So not just be a young adult pastor, but just with coaching or discipling and leadership.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So Isaac, he's the director over Grace Leadership College, one of my good friends, and he was just on the podcast.
Nice.
So being under Isaac, I want to ask you, what is something that you've learned from him?
Learning that it's okay to be with the people.
Yeah.
So far, from my background, try to put up a polished face, right? Trying to present yourself in a way that you're almost, there's such a mystique to you.
Right.
There's such a unapproachable sense to the people.
Yeah.
And Pastor Isaac's one of the most approachable people.
Absolutely.
He just wants to love on his students, his peers. He just wants to love people. So it's cool to see that his heart to love.
Right.
Love God, love people. You just see it. It's evident off stage. It's evident on stage. It's everywhere you go. He just wants to be with the people.
That's awesome.
So that's really cool to see.
Yes. We just had a pastor's meeting here at Grace Houston today.
Yeah.
And I would say how I would describe it was just kind of just a raw atmosphere. The pastors that were speaking, they were very relatable. They were very real.
Yeah.
I went and talked to one of them after. They were just easy to approach and talk to them.
Yeah.
And to quote Pastor Craig Groeschel again, one of his big things is people would rather follow a leader who is always real than who is always right.
Yeah.
I think sometimes in ministry we can kind of get the mindset of, all right, we gotta be right and be professional, which of course being professional and right are good things, but there's an aspect of really just even living life of people are hungry for rawness, people are hungry for real authentic relationships.
100%.
And if we can learn to facilitate that and make them genuine, it helps so much, because the friends that we surround ourselves with, the leaders that we surround ourselves with, and just being real and raw helps everybody get better.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great way to summarize Isaac, is he is a real raw, approachable person, and I think that happens with him being intentional about it.
Yeah.
So you have how much longer at Grace Leadership College?
2 more years.
2 more years.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Class of 24.
Nice. That's exciting.
Yeah.
So you've been writing about, you've been journaling about things that has happened. Mm-hmm. What is something that you would like to see in these next 2 years at Grace Leadership College? 2 years.
So going to my junior year, being an upperclassman, just learning how to not just lead myself, but how to lead my peers, how to lead up. It's a new season, and I'm excited to step into it, just learning just the different responsibilities that come along with it. So we're going to have small groups this semester. So we're going to have upperclassmen leading the freshmen.
Okay, cool.
Sophomores.
That's awesome.
So we're going to teach them how to manage your time, how to balance school and ministry.
There you go.
It's
that's
such
huge.
An interesting balance, because it's you could just get lost in work.
100%.
Yeah.
So you're talking about balancing your time. What is something that you do to help balance your schedule?
I put everything in my calendar.
There you go.
Calendar.
That's something I need to get better
calendar
at.
helps, man. Google Calendar.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. What calendar you use?
Yeah.
Does the Google Calendar work for your setup and your flow?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and GLC makes it really practical and helpful.
Cool.
Just the way that they give you a schedule too. So like Monday and Thursdays, like we get to work on school. So it's just they care for us as as human beings and students. Not
that's
just,
awesome.
Like, oh, we're trying to build you to minister, like just trying to be a pastor, or
right.
we just want you to be a good student. No, they want you to be a whole person.
That's awesome. All right, so if somebody is thinking about going to Grace Leadership College, why? Like, what would you tell them to convince them to come? Why should they come to GLC?
Okay, if you want to join GLC, there's plenty of reasons, but my main thing is if you are interested in building a life, and if you're interested in just becoming a whole person who is just fully after Jesus and with great community, this is just the place for you to be. Our pastors here at Grace are just great. They're so approachable. They want to help you grow in your leadership and in just who you are as a person. And it's just a great place to be.
That's awesome. Well, man, JD, it's been so good spending this time with you. And just thank you for your insight for GLC. And I just want to say, from looking outside into Grace Leadership College, it's not just a college, it's a ministry, it's a lifestyle. And I would highly recommend anybody come here and just be ready to grow and have a good time and be ready to just be in community and fellowship with good people and most importantly, the presence of God.
Yes.
Yeah, so everybody loves merch. Everybody loves T-shirts.
Yes.
How could somebody get a T-shirt from GLC right now?
So GLC, if you want some of our great merch, including this piece right here.
Nice. I like that T-shirt.
At Grace Leadership College.
All right.
And you'll get a $10 discount off.
Oh, all right. Shirt. Well, generous. Well, sweet. Yes. Yeah, so go on Instagram, DM Grace Leadership College, and you get $10 off a T-shirt. Well, thank you again, JD. And y'all have a great rest of y'all's day. Be blessed and be a blessing.